So yesterday on the show, had a preview of the Oregon-Indiana game with Jacob Goins of Locked On Hoosiers. Hope you all enjoyed that. What I enjoyed even more was Oregon going out and winning its sixth straight game. So the regular season finale is this weekend against Washington. Oregon's now sitting at 22-8. They're 11-8 in Big Ten conference play, which is an incredibly tough league. But I tell you what, the sky was falling when Oregon had lost 5 straight games, and I was searching for positives amidst those moments of despair. And one of them was, hey, I think the offense is actually pretty good, and it just comes down to whether they can defend. And turns out I was right, because Oregon's offense in their 6-game winning streak has put up point totals of 81, 75, 80, 77, 72, and 73. Now, I said going into this game on yesterday's show, if you missed it, that the biggest key for Oregon winning is hold Indiana under 75 points, because I don't think that Oregon is in a place offensively where they're going to, lay a dud like this at home, even on senior day, where emotions can, get the better of you sometimes. You can get off to slow starts. Oregon got off to a good start in this game. I think overall this was a really fun game to watch. It was competitive. It was tight. It was back and forth. Indiana made some runs, but Oregon ultimately was able to stem the tide. Dana had the right substitutions and the right timeouts and the right moments, and Oregon wins the game 73-64, a final score important to some out there who might have seen that Oregon was favored by 6.5, according to our friends at FanDuel. So I think that for Oregon, they're in such a great position, and they go out Washington on Sunday. And Washington's currently last place in the Big Ten. Oregon could lose that basketball game. I wouldn't be shocked. Would not be shocked. It's a rivalry game on the road. Last of the regular season, Washington's going to be, saying, hey, we got nothing to lose here. Let's carry some positive momentum since they're not going to make the Big Ten tournament, since the bottom 3 teams get left out. But Oregon's in a great position here. And I'll get to the big game ramifications in just a moment. But the offense for Oregon to have put up 73 points in this game is phenomenal. Because if you watch the game, the offense didn't feel like it was in a good rhythm. It wasn't. They were under 40% from the field. They were just 6 of 25 from beyond the arc. Indiana showcased their defensive prowess and were really impressive in some stretches in this game. And Pac-12 legends Miles Rice and Umar Ballo were, 2 of the key guys in this game for Indiana. Miles Rice came off the bench, but still a capable player. And Oregon kept Rice in check. Umar Ballo was giving Nate Biddle the business at times, but you look up and Biddle ended the game with 14 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 blocks, and a steal. I mean, doing everything. Shelstad led the way with 17 points. Wasn't his most efficient night. He was 5 of 13 shooting the ball and 2 of 7 from 3. Bamba had 13 points. Barthelemy only had 7. And KJ Evans, what have I been saying for the last couple weeks? My everydayers out there. When KJ Evans plays well, Oregon tends to win. And you know what? Brandon Angel had some nice moments in this game. Thought he did more defensively than he typically does. He had 8 rebounds and a block shot. But KJ Evans, 10 points, 6 boards, 2 steals. He hit 2 threes both in the first half. When KJ Evans hitting 2 threes, it's a good day. It's a really good day. But for the offense to have been as disconjointed as it felt at times, and out of rhythm and stymied by Indiana, to look up and still have 73 points is such a great sign. They got to the free throw line, and they've been a grit, knocking on wood so hard right now. Oregon's been a really good free throw shooting team, one of the best in the Big Ten. It's been a bugaboo for Dana Altman's teams in the last several years, and this team has got a bunch of good free throw shooters. Biddle's good. Evans is good. Biddle was 8 of 8 at the line in this game. Shelstad 5 of 6, and the only other missed free throw came from Bam Tracy, who was 2 of 3. He had 6 points in the game as well and a block shot. So a lot of things to like about Oregon in this game. Indiana had won 3 straight. They had won a couple of games over ranked teams, including Purdue, who came onto Matthew Knight Arena's floor and beat Oregon pretty handily. I'd say it was a competitive game, but Purdue was clearly better that day. This game to me is a little bit of a reminder of 2 things. Number 1, Oregon is playing really well right now. Number 2, anyone can beat anybody. This Oregon team could go into the NCAA tournament, which they're 100% locked into. They could go in, lose in the first round. You know why? It's March. Virginia once lost to University of Maryland at Baltimore County. Go Golden Retrievers. So anyone can lose, but there is no reason that Oregon cannot beat anybody that they play. They beat Alabama and Texas A&M early in the year, playing like they're playing right now. Texas A&M, by the way, beat number 1 Auburn, who's going to be the top overall seed in all likelihood in this tournament. It's either going to be them or Duke, I believe. But Oregon beat Texas A&M. Just go through some transitive property stuff. Oregon beat Texas A&M and Alabama. Texas A&M beat Auburn. Alabama's one of the best teams in the country. Indiana was projected as an 11 seed, I believe, coming into this game. The Hoosiers needed this win way more than Oregon did, but Oregon got it anyway. And I think the depth, again, the greatest strength of this team was on display here. Shelstad, not his best game. KJ Evans hits a couple of threes off the bench. Bam Tracy had a couple nice moments on offense, but the balanced scoring, the defensive intensity, TJ Bamba, you freaking legend. Because go watch the final sequence where Oregon's up for, not final sequence, but about a minute to go in the game. Oregon just hit 2 free throws to go up 4. Here comes Indiana down the floor. 2 possessions earlier, TJ Bamba went under a screen, got beat for an easy 3. He then comes out with a fearless look in his eye. Crowd was awesome, by the way. Shout out to everybody that was at Matthew Knight Arena. Hope I'm talking to some of you that were there. And he comes out and makes a defensive stand. He and Nate Biddle combined for it. Bamba fought over, I think, 3 Umar Ballo screens. Ballo's like 260 pounds. He looks like Josh Connerly out there. He is a big dude. Big dude. He fights over 2 of those screens, forces the drive, Biddle swipes it away, gets the steal, and that essentially iced the game. So when the defense is there, I love where this Oregon team is at offensively. When they're willing to go inside, not settle for threes, which they did a couple times in this game, more than I would like. I'm sure Dana saw that as well. But now you look at where they're going into the Big Ten tournament after the Washington game on Sunday. And look, take care of business, beat the Huskies, and you're on a 7-game winning streak. It is good to be hot going into the month of March. You have an opportunity to pick up 1 or 2 or 3 more quality wins if everything goes right in the Big Ten tournament. Oregon could play themselves up to a 4 seed. But Lunardi had them as, I believe, a 5 coming into the game on Tuesday night against Indiana. He had them as a 5 seed playing McNeese in the Midwest region, where Houston would be the number 1 seed. You know, that sort of stuff can change. Ironically, they in Lunardi's projected bracket going into Tuesday, if they were to win, they would probably play Texas A&M in the second round. But Oregon sitting at a 5, I would love for them to get up to a 4 because that first round game is significantly easier. That's the biggest thing I'm watching with this team. They are locked into the tournament. They could lose to Washington and lose their first game in the Big Ten tournament. They would still make the big dance. They have too many quad 1 wins and have been playing great basketball as of late as well. So they're locked into the big dance. It's just a matter of where their seed is going to be. And I would love for them to get up to a 4 seed. I don't think they can climb back to a 3 where they were projected at going into their 5-game losing skid. I do think they have the ability to get themselves up to a 4, which would be awesome and make the first round game, you know, nothing's easy in March, but go look at the number of times a 13 seed wins compared to a 12 seed winning. But it's hard to not like what Dana Altman's doing in March. Nobody has won in the last 15 years or so more games in the month of March than Oregon. And Dana Altman might just be doing it again. We'll see. We'll see. But this was a really good win. Appreciate everyone listening. I will see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and go Ducks.